Hello, and welcome to the Overflow Podcast. My name is Craig Booker. The title of this episode is Kept in Perfect Peace. The material in this episode is inspired by Winning the War on Worry by Louis Giglio. Note, I will talk a lot about mental health, but please note this is not a substitute for therapy or mental health care. The title of this episode is Kept in Perfect Peace. Louis starts out talking about a step towards freedom. He says, you now have the proper tools to step into the fight and to stand your ground. There will be days when you'll get it right, when you'll trust in your identity as a loved son or daughter of God, and when you practice gratitude, taking captive the lies of worry and replacing those thoughts with ones that are pure and lovely. And there will be days you'll feel like you're outnumbered or like you've made no progress in your mission. He goes on, given the length of this fight and the likelihood of the highs and lows, I want to encourage you to focus both on the micro and the macro picture. So we'll break it down here. Micro, he says, this is your today, right now, in this moment, maybe this hour. He asks the question, how can you win the next fight in front of you? How can I take captive this thought? How can I replace this worry? He encourages us, don't look ahead, don't look to the side, look up. Fix your eyes on Jesus. Win this fight. Take this step. Claim this ground. Focus on the small picture. He moves into the macro picture of things. He says, the war is already over. Jesus has already conquered sin, death, hell, and the grave. And he reminds us, remember fear's OS, or operating system, that we discussed. It begins with fear, but remember that Jesus has already defeated fear once and for all. Louis says, it might still prowl around. Speaking of worry and fear, he says, it might still prowl around and act like a big, tough lion, but it's hollow. Its fangs aren't lethal, and its sting is gone. Romans 8:15 of the NIV here, it says, the spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father. Louis goes on, and he says, for those who have put their faith in Jesus, we no longer need to fall back into fear. We are no longer bound by the ways of this world or the workings of the enemy. We are freed, and more than that, we're placed into a new family, one where we can, with intimacy, call upon our Father and he will answer. No matter what today holds, we can stand assured that on that final day, we will win the war on worry once and for all. The macro picture of assurance fuels our micro picture of launching our assault on worry. Freedom, hope, joy, peace, and refuge are not only available, but they are also our inheritance. A step towards freedom. Jesus has given you all you need for life and godliness. He has already won the war on worry, defeating death, hell, and the grave once and for all. As you go from here and venture into your day-to-day, keep these things in mind. Worry is a lie from the enemy. We can't necessarily stop him from talking, but we can choose who we listen to, the enemy or our Heavenly Father. So we need to remember, fear can lead to our desire to control, which fuels worry. But God's perfect love drives out fear. And when we embrace his love, we move toward surrender and a life characterized by trust. As we finish, remember that the peace of God, the one that Paul said surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. God is able to keep you from stumbling and to present you to himself blameless and pure. You are a loved son or a loved daughter of the King of the universe. That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.